Hi guys, welcome back to the Radboud University YouTube channel. My name is Lina Sumakno and I am currently welcoming you from Spain, more specifically Granada. And today we are going to discuss something I'm quite well versed in. We're going to look at the Arts and Culture program in detail from year 1 until year 3. So this is for the people who may be confused about what to tell their family and friends when they ask you what does arts and culture entail really, or you just want to know more about the program, then please stay tuned and let's get right into it. Okay, so for the first year we have History of the Western Arts 1 until 4, and we call it HOTWA for short. We have European Culture, Cultural Theory, Values of Culture, Research Methods, Image, Music and Text Analysis, Academic Skills, and the Mentoring Program. Be warned that the first year is definitely the heaviest year out of all of the 3 years. And so how it works is that HOTWA 1 till 4 will happen during the whole year, and this is a history course that starts all the way from ancient Greeks, the antiquities, until today. We study everything from visual art to music, literature, photography, theater, etc., film. And it's mostly lectures and seminars, and then you have a sit-down exam. You do have to write an essay, but I'm not quite sure because that tends to change every year, but you will definitely have to write an essay about one of the artworks or something like that and the history. And during the lectures you usually get 2 disciplines, and you will have to sit there for an hour and a half for each, usually-ish, maybe even 45 minutes, and then you have a seminar. But this seminar is one of those things that you really should pay attention in, because if you don't understand the topics that were taught to you during the lectures, then the seminar is when you can come in and try to understand it on a more technical level, because you will be looking at a very specific artwork from that period of time or from that genre or whatever else. And then for European culture, you learn basically all these European myths about the European identity and what that means. The way the lectures and the class subjects are set up is that it surrounds on where in Europe was the center of Europe throughout history. So we learn about Belgium, the Netherlands, France. We learn about all these especially race-heavy topics that have happened in European history and that has shaped European culture and how we define it back then and how we define it now. And then cultural theory is another one of those heavy courses. The good news is you will get a take-home exam, therefore you do not have to study like crazy the way you would do for HOTWA. For cultural theory, it is more on the philosophical side, so we get the very theoretical things like Barth and Judith Butler and Marxist theory even. We get a handbook, and that is pretty much where you should start. Of course, you'll have a lot of lectures, and I'm not sure if there are seminars, but you do have 2 classes during the week for that course when it's happening. But you will definitely have enough time to sort of get more acquainted with the topics. And I recommend highlighting everything when you read before class, because that's going to be very helpful once you're doing the take-home exam. And the take-home exam comes in the form of essays. Then we have Values of Culture, where we analyze basically the values of culture, and we do it in the way that's, we look at it in an aesthetic value or the moral value, ethical value, and things like that. It becomes a bit more subjective, which is quite interesting, and it's sort of a way for you to learn how to speak about art in a more academic way and how to appreciate art in a more academic way. Then we have Image, Music and Text Analysis, so that's broken into 3, as you can tell from the title. Image means film, so we will look at film history and then all the different things that are in film, so things like, directing choices like lighting, mise-en-scène, you have camera angles, you have how far, like camera widths and all those things, all the technical terms that have to do with film you will learn in this, and you will get a few films that will sort of touch base on different types of genres and times in history, where you will have to analyze those essays. You will be put into groups randomly, and then you'll have to write an analytical essay based on every single film you watch each week. And music is also kind of the same like film. You learn the more technical theories of music, like syncopation or, you know, keys, and how that affects the viewer. So if you're not well versed in music theory, don't worry, this is quite basic and you'll learn everything from the beginning. So it's more about how you experience music and how the different things that you can clearly hear in music that changes or, you know, differs, how that can affect the way you feel when you listen to it. And then for text, it's literature. So you will get a few texts assigned to you, and then you will learn the different types of literary devices. You know, things that you learn in high school, like metaphors and similes and all that, and poetry. But you will learn how to analyze that more in a more academic and like higher level. And then we have research methods, and research methods is a more technical class. It's really just there to help you write your essays. So, you know, there's that part of your essay where you're supposed to talk about how you're going to answer your research question. This is where that comes in. So you will learn all the different types of research. You have image, you know, and text analysis. You have a variety of things that you could do in order to investigate a work of art, and that's where you're going to learn how to do it and how to describe with the right diction. And this is a good opportunity for analyzing works of art that you already previously liked. So if you are into specific music videos, advertisements, you know, posters, whatever, you can definitely bring it in and do something special with it if you'd like, and write an essay about it. And then we also have academic skills, which is another technical course, much like research methods. Here you will learn the MLA format of citing. I'm quite familiar with MLA because of my international baccalaureate background, but if you've never done MLA before, that's okay. This is where you're going to learn. You get a handbook. Again, I recommend highlighting and actually keeping tabs on the book pages as to where things are, because this will help you for the rest of your academic career, at least in your bachelor's program. So you'll learn how to do in-text citation, you'll learn how to do your work cited correctly, where the commas go, where the periods go, does the date come before the publishing, etc. And for this class, you will have to write an essay, and this will be an academic paper, and pretty much the first academic paper that will be graded as though it is a thesis of sorts. It's definitely a little bit longer than the other essays you will write for the first year, and the grading is a bit more strict because it is very technical, so it's less about the content and more about the method of doing it. So I would recommend choosing an easier topic that you're familiar with, that you've researched in class, maybe something that you did for HOTWA, and then focus on the more technical MLA part of it. And then lastly, we have the mentoring program. You don't get any credits for this, but it is compulsory to do. Basically, you get put into groups randomly with other students from your year, and then you will be assigned a mentor, a student mentor, and a professor mentor. And you will meet once a week, sometimes once every 2 weeks, and then it will get more scarce as the year goes by. This is basically the place where you can voice your concerns, if you have any complaints about classes, if you have any issues with classes, if you have any issues, personal issues that affect your academic career or experience, then this is the place where you can take it, because it's pretty much like a bottom-up type of system. So you talk to your mentor first, and then your mentors will help you either solve the issue together or bring the issue with, you know, people who are higher up. So this is also a course where you will go on cross-cultural outings, and then you will have to write a report at the end of, or a portfolio at the end of the year, and you have to submit that, otherwise you would not be able to pass HOTWA 4. So it's more of a, you know, learning to be a part of your community thing, and then also making sure that you're being heard as a student in the university.